If you're interested in becoming a game developer, it is important to understand what a game developer does and how you can pursue this profession. Games have become the heart and soul of our entertainment, and the interest in becoming a game developer is skyrocketing. If you're planning to dive into this amazing career, it is important for you to understand what a game developer does and how you can pursue this profession. In this video, we will cover everything that you need to know about becoming a professional game developer. Hello and welcome to That Game Coder, where I share with you my tips, tricks and tutorials on how to make a game from scratch. Please subscribe and click the bell icon so you're the first to know when I upload new videos. Game development is a challenging field, but it can also be very rewarding. New developers need to understand coding languages and game design principles in order to succeed. If you have an interest in the gaming business and want to learn more about game development, there are various paths you can take. There is no one-size-fits-all approach when it comes to game development. Each person has their own style and preferences when it comes to creating games, so you have to find what works best for you. You also need to be comfortable with taking risks and pushing yourself outside of your comfort zone in order to create something truly unique and innovative. Last of all, it takes time and effort before you can even begin building your own games, especially if you're starting from scratch. With that said, let's dive into the main content of this video. If you like this video, take a moment to click the like button and subscribe to get alerted when new videos are live. Video game developers are the masterminds behind creating incredible gaming experiences. It's their technical skills that bring design, physics, mechanics, and art style to life. Coding and computer programming form the basis of their work. Game developers need to choose between being a generalist with knowledge to work on many areas of a game's code, or specializing in certain aspects of a game's development like animation or artificial intelligence. It is important for them to be aware of the implications that come with these decisions, such as choosing the game genres, for example, first-person shooters, role-playing games, and many others. Which platforms to launch on, consoles, desktop, or mobile devices. Which game engine to use, such as Unity, Godot, or Unreal Engine. And finally, which coding language would be best. In addition, ideas such as user interface or level design may be considered. It is important to recognize game developers as they are the ones responsible for the continued evolution of the gaming industry and creating the popular game mechanics that are so well loved today. When it comes to game development, the role you play and the company you work with can determine which type of game developer you are. Generally, these developers are divided into 4 categories depending on the type of games they create. First-party game developers are usually owned by the console manufacturers and/or create games exclusively for that console. Examples of these development studios are Guerrilla Games and Insomniac for Sony, Monolith and Next Level Games for Nintendo, and lastly Bethesda and Playground Games for Xbox. Second-party game developers are an interesting breed, as they are not owned by the console manufacturer itself, yet they create exclusive games for a single console. This relationship can be beneficial for both parties, but it is important to keep in mind that the console manufacturer still holds the upper hand, and their control over the development process should be taken into consideration when designing your titles. Third-party developers are independent from console creators, and they develop and publish their own games. This gives them the flexibility to choose which platforms to release their games on, which opens up more opportunities for gamers of all types to access content. It also allows developers to create unique experiences that may not be available on other consoles. However, it is important to note that because these developers aren't owned by any single console creator, they have no obligation to any particular platform. Finally, indie developers are known to be either creative solo game developers, or they can come together and collaborate in small independent game studios. While they lack the resources of the bigger companies, these indie developers are making waves by creating unique, innovative, and creative projects that have captured the attention of gamers around the world. Many people often confuse game developers and game designers, but there is a major distinction between the two. Game developers have the technical skills to create the game, while game designers are responsible for inventing and designing the concept of the game. Developers are tasked with coding, programming, and constructing the actual product of the video game, while designers focus on creating content such as story elements, rule sets, levels, and characters. Examples like these are why so many people get game developers and game designers mixed up, but they perform two very different roles. Game designers are responsible for constructing the design of the game, which can include creating its environment, characters, stages, topics, and rules. It is essential that they take their time in executing these elements carefully to ensure quality of gameplay. Game developers are the backbone of any idea, as they bring it to life with their coding and programming skills. They build and create the world that's designed by the game designers. It is important to be aware how intricate this process can be. If game design sounds more your thing, check out my next video on how to become a game designer for more information. To pursue a career in game development, you need to possess a certain set of skills. You will need to have a strong understanding of coding fundamentals and game design principles, as well as knowledge of computer graphics and animation. It is also essential to possess excellent problem-solving skills, creativity, and attention to detail in order to be successful in this field. Having a degree may be beneficial for game development, but it is not essential to land a job in this field. You can still have an advantage if you have a portfolio that demonstrates your skills and experience. When it comes to becoming a successful game developer, the best coding language to learn could depend on the type of games you want to develop. Popular choices include C#, C++, Java, and Python, but there are many other languages available that could give you the edge when creating the next hit game. No matter the language you choose, be sure to spend time learning its fundamentals and how it can be used in various game development processes. If you're looking to become an indie game developer, or if you just want to make games for fun, you don't need to learn how to code at all. Game developers don't always have to be experts in coding. By that I mean, through drag and drop editors, you can easily build games with predefined blocks of code instead of writing the whole game from scratch. However, caution must still be exercised when using such editors, as well-executed programming is still very important. Take it slow. Making a game from scratch can be pretty intimidating. Start simple, perhaps by creating a character who walks using keyboard controls, or create a shooter game where an AI follows a predetermined path. The important thing is to not give up if something doesn't work immediately. Sometimes it takes a few attempts before things come together. Meanwhile, keep learning and getting better at coding. No matter where you are in your game development journey, there are many ways to improve along the way. If you're not ready to make your own game from scratch, don't worry about making the next World of Warcraft. Focus on writing a game that has just one level and targets a specific platform. Having a portfolio is the most important asset you can have as a developer. Put some examples of your work up there to show what you're capable of, and ensure they know exactly what they'll be getting from you. Take control of your professional future by consistently creating, learning, and improving. Keep your portfolio stocked with as many examples of your work as possible so that professional employers, publishers, or investors will know exactly what they're getting if they work with you. Game development can help you build skills and make something that you're proud of, regardless of your background. You don't need to work for a AAA studio or be studying at a university to become a game developer. All you need is a game engine, an idea for a game, and the determination to make it happen. There has never been a better time to be a game developer than now. The gaming industry is booming, with more people playing and standing behind their favorite games than ever before. With so many users and consumers, there has never been a better time to get started. As a game developer, you have never had it better. The tools required to make games are free or inexpensive and readily available to everybody. There is no reason not to try making your own games. It is fun, rewarding, and in the long term will give you a great skill set for your career. I hope today's video was informative in helping you get started on becoming a successful game developer. Above all else, remember to have fun while doing so, because in the end, it's all about the journey. Thanks for watching, everyone. Want to follow me on social media? Then check out the links in the description below. And for more videos, check these out.